Now here, economic exploitation means someone is taking advantage of your situation, or they were making you slave, or they were trying to take the advantage of your particular way of life. That is exploitation, economic exploitation. The Indian wealth was flowing towards England by all means. Here we have learned in the first chapters also, the Britishers, they were trying to accumulate the more property by, or more money or more wealth by trading in India. Means they were imposing the high tax on Indian goods and low tax on their goods. Means like that, the wealth was flowing towards England by all means, from all sides. Due to the imperialistic policy of England, there was beginning of economic exploitation of India. Economic exploitation means the wealth of India, the money from India, they were trying to carry it towards England. Means it's an economic exploitation. And farmers were compelled to take cash crops. Means they were forcing to the farmers, you have to, means farmers do not have their freedom to take any crop in their farm. They were trying to make compulsion to them to take cash crop only. Burden of land taxes were there on the farmer. Continuous famines, means every year there were the droughts, and all these broke down the backbone of Indian agriculture. The Indian agriculture's backbone, means the farmers now in a very critical condition. Why? Because of the British government is making the compulsion on them to take the cash crop only, and in the cash crops risk was more. Burden of land taxes means though the drought is there, famine is there, flood situation is there, the farmer has to pay the land tax. Then the continuous famine and all this, because of that the farmers became weakened. Traditional industries declined, which led to rise of unemployment. And because of the new machineries brought by the Britishers and the way of trading and imposed the high taxes like that, the traditional industries declined, and which led to rise in unemployment. Now people, they do not have any work, and because of that also the capitalistic exploited the worker class. Various new taxes were imposed on the middle class. This led to growth of discontent among the people, and that create an anger among the Indian people. Because of the various new taxes were also imposed on the middle class, the percentage of unemployment increased. The capitalistic exploited the worker class. Then the backbone of the agriculture that became weakened, the farm and continuous famine and so on. These all the policies, this all, because of this all reason, the discontent or the anger among the people increased. Western education. Due to spread of Western education, new ideas such as justice, liberty, equality, democracy, etc. were introduced to the Indians. Western education means now the peoples are learning English language also, and because of the Western education, the peoples came into contact with the different Western cultures, and that gives the birth or the education as means of Western education. New ideas were came into existence like justice, liberty, equality, democracy, and that were introduced to the Indians by the Western educational. Rationalism, scientific attitude, humanity, nationalism, these principles were accepted by the Indians. Now the well educated Indians, they came in the contact with the Western people, so because of this reason the Indians has accepted the new way of these new principles like scientific attitude. Means instead of superstitions, they are giving the importance to scientific attitude, humanity, nationalism and rationalism, right? Therefore they are inculcated a feeling that we are capable of carrying out the work of the country and its progress is possible by following these principles. India is a country of diverse languages, but with the introduction of English language, India got a new medium of communication. And because of this liberty, equality, democracy and scientific attitude, humanity, nationalism and rationalism, the self-confidence of the Indians has been increased, and they feel that now Indians are capable to carry out the administration of our country, and we can make the progress is possible by following these principles, which liberty, equality, democracy, scientific attitude, humanity, nationalism and so on. And so we are now able to carry out the administration of our country. So, and Indians, we already know India is diverse, a secular country. India is a country of diverse languages, means many languages are to be spoken by Indians. In according to our constitution, 22 languages are to be accepted by Indian, but there are many local languages. But with the introduction of English language, India got a new medium of communication. English education, it is the divine gift by the Lord Macaulay to the Indians, and his intention was different, but the Indian people took the advantage of the Western education and they tried to fight with the Britishers. Now, study of ancient Indian history. An Asiatic society was established at Bengal by the British. Many Indian and Western scholars started study of Indian culture. Asiatic society, it was established in Bengal by the Britishers, and many of the Western country scholars on Indians also started to study the Indian culture. The manuscripts in Sanskrit, Persian and other languages were examined and research was published. And through this Asiatic society, the Western peoples they came, and Indians also they were trying to study the Indian culture, and manuscripts written in Sanskrit, Persian and other languages were examined for the research, and the research was published. Dr. Bhau Daji Lad, Dr. R.G. Bhandarkar, these Indian scholars made intensive study of ancient Indian culture. After understanding that we are blessed with glorious ancient tradition, the Indians were awakened with a sense of identity. These two persons, Bhau Daji Lad and Dr. R.G. Bhandarkar, they did a deep study of the Indian culture, and the Indian scholars made these two, Dr. Bhau Daji Lad and Dr. R.G. Bhandarkar, these two Indian scholars, they made the deep study of the ancient Indian culture, and after understanding that we are blessed with glorious ancient tradition, we means Indians are blessed by the glorious ancient traditions. The Indians are awakened. The Indians were awakened, or they were aware about the sense of own identity. And the Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute is working since last 100 years in Pune. Means still it is working. Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute is working till now since last 100 years in Pune. So this is the contribution of these two persons, Dr. Bhau Daji Lad and Dr. R.G. Bhandarkar. They created an awareness among the people, or awakened with a sense of identity. So it is about study of ancient Indian history.